There are assumptions that we make every day based on how things have always been. When I go to my kitchen and turn on my water faucet, I assume that water is going to come out of it. If I drive down to the grocery store and it's during business hours, I assume the doors are going to be open. If I call up that old friend who always picks up the phone, ready to talk, I assume the same thing is going to happen. Now, these are positive assumptions, and the reason that we kind of get into this habitual place is so that we don't have to spend extra brain power going to the sink every day and thinking, what is this thing? What comes out of it? Will it come out of it? Should I want it to come out, right? That would take up so much brain power, and we don't have time for that. We need to survive. We need to move on. We need to know where we're going to get our food, where we're going to get our water, and where we're going to get our friendly comfort. Now, sometimes there can be negative assumptions and habitual patterns that are not necessarily healthy for us, even though we picked them up at some point, probably to keep ourselves safe. So this episode is all about that. It's in the ways that we bypass the conscious thinking mind. We bypass taking actually the time to look around and go, what's happening right now? What do I see? What do I feel? What's true? What's not? And instead, we just unconsciously jump to a conclusion. This happens to me a lot when it comes to freedom, to feeling free. And I'm going to tell you all about it in the episode. If you're new here, you might not know that I actually grew up in a cult. And there are a lot of things that happen in the cult that kind of have trained me to believe and act in a certain way. And I have to consciously every day remind myself, you're not in the cult anymore. And there's a whole wide, beautiful, wild world out there. And you need to open your eyes and look around and actually take account of what's really happening instead of just assuming that things are how they've always been or how they were when I was a child. So I'm excited to share the episode with you. Let's jump in. Healing from abuse and manifesting the life you deserve is a journey that I believe we should take together. Hi, my name is Erin Fugate, and this is Jasmine and Juniper, the podcast where we learn from empowered survivors and healing experts. As someone who has experienced childhood abuse, sexual abuse, and domestic violence, and overcome years of self-abuse, I am committed to sharing my trusted tools for empowerment and manifestation with you. Remember, no matter what stage you're at in your own healing, you can heal. And you are welcome here. Together, we will build community, learn from one another, and make a positive impact on the world. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Oh, emotions. Emotions are beautiful, and for me, it's not easy for me to feel them. I can be pretty numb, disassociated, and just checked out from my body. Something that has helped me so much is aromatherapy. When I smell beautiful lavender or bright and sunny citrus, I'm immediately brought into my body and I feel something. I can incorporate them into my meditation practice, in my daily rituals. I can create an environment in my bedroom that is conducive to sleep, or an environment in my living room that wakes me up. And I can use them when my heart hurts and I need to release emotion. I can't imagine my life without essential oils and aromatherapy, and this is why I want to share them with you. I've put together a beautiful kit of some of my favorite essential oils to diffuse in your home and to get started with this practice. plus a gorgeous white ceramic glass diffuser. The link is in the show notes. Go ahead and grab it. And once you order your kit, reach out to me on social media or an email, and I will give you a free, private, custom consultation to teach you how to use them and how you can bring this beautiful plant medicine into your life. As a survivor of abuse, there are different things that I deal with, triggers, issues, mindsets that can sometimes hold me back and cause a lot of pain. I think it's extremely important for us to recognize these triggers or these issues or these mindsets and talk about them. As we talk about them, we can release the emotion that's connected, and we can hear ourselves speak and hopefully come out of some of the denial or the dysfunctional thinking that would lead us to believe this. So I'd like to share one of mine with you in hopes that it helps you unpack maybe why you do some things or why you have some mindset issues or triggers that can disrupt the joy of your life. So at around 9 years old, my mom joined a spiritual community. At first, it was beautiful, harmless, wonderful, in fact. And a few years into being a part of this spiritual community, the leader bought a 180-acre ranch in the Pacific Northwest, and they invited the disciples to move there. I still remember the day that my mom packed us up in her little blue Toyota Corolla from the 80s. We were going to the ranch for a retreat. And she was told, for this retreat, bring everything that you would need to live for the rest of your life. My mom didn't have much. She was a single mom. We were sharing a house with a roommate. Not a lot of money, not a lot of belongings. And she thought to herself, well, the only thing I need is my daughter. So she showed up at the retreat, 10, 11-year-old daughter in tow, me, and said, I'm here. This is everything I need to live. And they went, you can't bring kids to this. And my mom fought for it. She fought for me. She said, I can't live without my daughter. So if that is the instruction, here I am. Send me home if you would like, but here I am. And they said, well, if you want your daughter to be here, you have to pay full price for her to be at this retreat. My mom didn't have any money. Somebody else at the retreat said, I'll pay for your daughter to be here. And in the moment, we were jumping for joy. Yay, she gets to be here. It was a beautiful ranch. There was horses and goats and animals, and the adults were going to be meditating, and I could run around free like the fairy I was. But then we never left. We never left. And every aspect of my life was controlled. What I ate, where I slept, who I talked to, who I played with, whether or not I could see my mom. I wasn't allowed to go to school. I was forced to break up with my first boyfriend when I was 15 years old, who, by the way, I was madly in love with. Things were given to me and taken away. I was completely controlled by a narcissistic abuser. So fast forward, I got out. Yay. That's a whole nother story I'll share sometime. And I'm 46 years old now. I'm married happily to an amazing man. We've got 2 kids. I own a beautiful 5-acre homestead in Southern Oregon. I have a very successful business. This podcast, I'm here with you. And from the outside, it would look like, wow, she really got her shit together. She's doing good. I'd get like thumbs up. A+. But something that I struggle with, that I suffer with, that I'm actively working through in somatic therapy, through hypnosis, through all the support groups I'm in, everything I do for healing through my frequency device, through essential oils and meditation, is this feeling that I'm still not free. This inability to make choices for myself. This extreme people pleasing and codependency that shows up for me in ways like right now I'm recording this podcast and I'm looking out on these two beautiful coastal redwood trees that I have growing on my property. And it's the most quaint little space. And for years, I have wanted to put a clawfoot tub out there so I could have magical full moon baths. And I haven't done it because I feel frozen to take action. What if I do it wrong? How do I do it? What if I mess up? What if I get in trouble? All these weird blocks inside of me that just don't let me do what I want to do because I want to do it. Even though I have all the freedom in the world, I still feel like I'm not free. I still feel like I have to get someone's permission or someone has to tell me what to do, or I'm not capable enough to do it on my own. I know it sounds absolutely crazy. Even hearing myself say it sounds crazy. But I share this story with you because I want you to know that you're not alone. If you have things like this that are left over from the abuse you suffered or the trauma that you suffered, you're not alone. Even though you might be years on your healing journey, even though you might be working to uncover it, there can still be these remnants there. And I see you. I know what it's like. Together, we can heal. Together, we can reprogram these limiting beliefs. I'm here for you. I will always share the tools that I have found work for me. And I love to learn the tools that work for you. Please reach out to me on social media. Tell me if you found something. I am currently obsessed with my somatic coach. Her name is Infinity. I'll put a link to her in the show notes. I did a podcast episode with her a while back, and she is really helping me to uncover some of this stuck emotion in my body so I can release it and then rewrite those things in my brain. And I know on the horizon for me is that clawfoot bathtub and anything else that I desire. I am capable. I am free. I can do whatever I want. I am no longer that captured child living in that abusive situation. But sometimes I still think I am, and that's okay. I'm here for that little girl. And I'm going to help her wake up and open her eyes and realize that she's free to go. Thanks for listening to Jasmine and Juniper, the podcast that explores healing from abuse and manifesting the life you deserve. If you know someone that is struggling, share this episode with them and be their beacon of hope. Together, we can make big changes. Remember, you can always connect with me in our community at jasmineandjuniper.com/connect. That's Jasmine like the flower, A-N-D, juniper like the tree.com/connect. I put resources there and ways that you can reach out for support. Please remember that you're not alone. We are on this healing journey together, and we're just taking it one step at a time.